Hey, bro. I'll just type too in case it's I don't want to be too loud. Gotcha. Okay, cool. So we can start off with that. Actually, let me see. Okay, cool. So I'll probably just talk because that'll probably be easier and more efficient for me to explain how it works. And that way, so you can go back and actually rewatch this in the future. So we can start off with the pivot strategy. Is there like yeah, it's recorded. So it's recording right now. It's also live on YouTube. So once this is all done, I'll send you the link and then you can rewatch it again later if you'd like. But is there a specific pair that you want me to go over for the pivot strategy? It works on pretty much everything. So any specific pair or any asset, I can go over that strategy for whichever one you like. Okay, cool. So GU, we'll pull up GU right now. Let's see. Let's go to GU over here. Actually, let me go to a clean chart so we can see. Perfect. So here's GU. Let's run the K2 pivots, and then I will turn on the momentum indicator right here. So let's start off with, I'm just looking for some clean entries. So we can start over here. There's some really clean entries right here. So the first thing that you're going to look for when you're applying the pivot strategy is, let me just write down all of the requirements here. This is the K2 pivot strategy. So first you want to identify the overall trend using the K2 pivots. Second, you want to identify a retracement pullback. Third, you want to identify a rejection of K2 pivots area. And lastly, you want to confirm a valid K2 signal. Let's see, Jess, is this the main strategy you and most clients use for scalps? Or I mean, all the strategies work pretty well. But this is definitely one of the main ones that I use for scalping, and I also use this sometimes with the signals. I generally use the K2 SR zone trading strategy, but it's pretty much the same thing. So like, say if we're looking at the zone strategy, what date was this? July 23rd, 2014. So you can see right here that this entry right here actually lines up with this entry right here. So you can see that this is an entry for the zone strategy where price broke the zone here and we got a buy signal. So we would have taken a buy position right here. However, this same entry right here lines up with the same one we're looking at over here. This is the same exact entry using two different strategies. But the K2 pivot strategy is probably one of the easiest ones to use for the most part, because it's so simple. Like, so going over the requirements here, first you want to identify the overall trend using the K2 pivot. So if price is above the pivots are spread out like they are right here and they're all angling in the same direction, that's going to confirm an uptrend. However, if price is below, so you can see price is below here, the pivots are spread out and they're angling downwards, that's going to confirm a downtrend. So that's how you can see the difference, whether it's in a downtrend or whether it's in an uptrend right here. So this would be downtrend, consolidation, downtrend. Here, I'll show you an example right here. So downtrend right here, it's a clear downtrend. This is, the pivots aren't angling the same direction and they're kind of crossing over each other. So this would be some consolidation right here. And then it goes back into a downtrend right here. Same situation right here. When price is above the pivots are angling upwards and they're spread out. That's going to confirm an uptrend right here, right? So just looking at that there, if you take things off the chart, It's pretty simple to identify the trend. But using the K2 pivots, it makes it even more simpler because you don't have to actually draw the trend. You can just look at where price is, and then you'll see where the pivots are angling or if they're spread out. So right here, for the first requirement, you're going to identify the overall trend. Right here, price is obviously trending up because price is above the trend meter. The pivots are spread out and they're all angling in the same direction upwards. So the first requirement has been met there. Right here is an overall uptrend. For number two, you're going to identify a retracement and pullback. So you can see right here that price swung up from here and then it retraced downwards. So this could be the retracement, or this could have been the retracement right here as well. But same and same, there's still a retracement there. So whether it retraced right here and then it shot back up over here and then retraced back again, that'd be a retracement. Or if you consider this a retracement where it came up from here and it came down to here, that's still a retracement too, regardless. So the first two requirements have been met. We've identified the trend using the K2 pivots. We've identified the retracement right here in this downwards area. And then lastly, you're going to identify a rejection of the K2 pivots area. So right here, you can see that price retraced downwards and then it rejected, right? You see the wick and it comes right back up. Same situation right here. Price came up, retraced, rejected right here, and then it came right back up. So the first three requirements have been met. We've identified an overall uptrend. You've identified a retracement. We've identified a rejection. And lastly, you need to confirm a valid K2 signal. So a valid signal will be a buy signal with the green bullish candle, or a valid sell signal would be a red sell signal with a red bearish candle. So right here, we have a valid buy signal. All four requirements have been met. So after all four requirements have been met, you can enter on the open of the following candle. So requirement one, overall trend up. Requirement two, identify retracement. Price came up, retraced downwards. Requirement number three, identify rejection right here. Requirement number four, identify a valid buy signal. So once those are met, you can enter right here, and then you can place your stop loss at the previous swing, which can be here or it can be here. It's really up to you where you want to place it. This is kind of far off, so maybe you want to place it somewhere around here, but it's really up to you as to where you want to place it. And then if you let that run, hit full TP right there. So does a K2 signal have to be above the green line? No, it doesn't have to. It just really depends on, if you're entering a buy, obviously it has to be above the pivots. And if you're entering a sell, it obviously has to be below, because the first requirement, you need to identify the trend. So obviously this would not be an entry here because price is trending down. You're not going to take a buy in the opposite direction. However, you would take a sell here because price is below the pivots, and then we have a sell. Same with right here, price is below the pivots, we have a sell. Same right here, price is above the pivots, we have a buy, so we would take that. And then same situation over here as well. Price is above the pivots, we would take the buy. So this would be two entries right here. But do you get what I'm saying by, you would take it in that direction of the trend. You're not going to take a sell right here because price is trending upwards, because you obviously would have lost because it's not a, price isn't going that way. But yeah, that's a quick example right there. Price is below, obviously you're only going to take sell here for a win. Sell here for a win. You wouldn't take, you would take a buy here actually. So this would be a buy, it's above the pivots, it's an entry right there. And all of these are pretty much wins. Right here, this would not be a valid entry because it's not a valid signal. So it's a buy signal, but with a red bearish candle. In order for this to be valid, it would have to be a buy signal with a green bullish candle. Let's see. Would you say this works on all time frames? You just recommend the 4 hour. All the strategies work on all time frames, but me personally, I trade on the 4 hour. But I can show you it works exactly the same on the lower time frames as well. So if you wanted to apply this on the 1 hour, these lines are. Sorry, let me delete this. I don't know what all this stuff is on the chart right here. What the heck? All right, let me restart this. I don't know what happened to the chart here. Let's see. Refresh this. Okay, here we go. So where were we? We were somewhere over. Okay, we were right here. So let's go back and replace where we were over here. If we go on the 1 hour, it's the same difference. You know, you identify the trend. Price is above the trend meter right here. The trend meter is spread out, and they're all angling upward. So same requirement. Number one's been met. Same situation right here. There's a retracement. Price comes up, retraces down, rejection, buy signal. So all of those have been met. You can enter this right here. Previous swing might be somewhere down here. And same difference that we just went over on the 4 hour, it applied here as well on the 1 hour. So same thing there. That's the 1 hour, hit full TP again. And then if you want to go on the lower time frames, the 30-minute, same thing again. Price is trending up, retracement downwards from here, rejection, buy signal, long position, stop loss at the previous swing. It could be here or it could be somewhere down here. I'd probably put a little lower because it looks a little high from where it currently was. So if we were to run that on the 30-minute, there we go, hit full TP again, same thing. And then if you want to scalp, on lower time frame, sorry, let me delete this. Yeah, if you want to scalp on the 10-minute, you just rewind it. Same situation, we could go right here again. Identify the overall trend, prices above the trend. It's the same exact thing. So literally prices above the pivots. Pivots are angling upwards, they're spread out. There's an uptrend there. There's a retracement from here, price comes down, comes up, retraces from this point, rejection right here, buy signal. Same thing, you can put your stop loss at the previous swing. It could be somewhere over here, it could be lower. It just really depends on, you know, you personally, because it's very subjective. You know, I could say put at the previous swing, but this could be the swing for you, or this could be the swing for me. It just really depends on however else you want, like wherever you want to place it. So if you place it down here for about, you know, 40 pip risk right there, and you let it run, same thing again right there. So you can see it hits on the 10-minute as well. Let's see. So you see where the candles went way below the red line there at 22 hours. Sorry, bro, I kind of missed it. Let me see. Was it, were we on the 4 hour, or I can go back to that time frame. Sorry, I just missed I missed your questions. Let's see. So for that question where you were asking about, oh, okay, got you. Yeah, well, so like, look right here. If you were looking at this right here, we wouldn't have taken this because it doesn't fit the requirements, right? Because, so I think this is what you meant, like if it pulls back below the pivots, so the retrace comes like way down here, right? But this would be the buy signal. This wouldn't be valid because there's no clear uptrend. You can see that they're crossed over and they're kind of, you know, there's no clear uptrend. Right here, there's a clear uptrend. Right here, clear downtrend. However, if they're starting to cross over, like they are right here, you can see they're kind of, you know, they're just going sideways, consolidating. Same situation over here. Price is currently, so the green isn't above all of the colors. So if the green isn't above, they're not angling in the same direction. They're kind of just, they're trying to angle, but they're not. So I wouldn't have taken this trade right here because there's no clear uptrend. There has to be a clear uptrend. Like right here, you can see when it's clearly trending up, it would be, you know, green, yellow, orange, red. Same in the opposite. If it's going to be trending down, it's going to be green, yellow, orange, red on the opposite side. The green's always going to be closest to current price, but you can see right here that the green is actually on the bottom. So this would be, you know, this wouldn't fall under the requirements to see the overall trend. Let's see. So it doesn't matter the size of the gap. Well, depending on what you're looking at, because look right here. So this right here, it's trying to swing up, right? So you can see right here, that they're spread out. So if they're spread out, that means the trend is stronger. If they're squeezed up like they are right here, and they're not very spread out, it's not going to be a strong trend. And this is why I prefer to trade on the higher time frames, because there's a lot of noise on the shorter time frame. So if you're trading on the 10-minute, you're not going to find clear trends very often. See, like they always cross over, and you'll have to wait for the specific time. Like, people are impatient. They're waiting for this right here. And people are like, oh, okay, this is probably a good sell. Well, it could be a decent sell, but it's not super good, So if you wait a little farther, I'll show you like the difference. Okay, so like right here, see, this is a clear trend down. You see how they're spread out? It's clear. There's no question about it. It's trending down. However, if you're trading over here, you're not sure. Are you 100% that they're trending down? No, because they're not spread out. But if you go over here to like what I mentioned over here, like this is kind of questionable. You don't know if this is if it's trending down, because you can see they just crossed over, and they're just, it's hard to see, because the thing is, if you're scalping, bro, you don't have like time to really think about it. You have to make the decision right then and there. Am I going to take this? Am I not? I don't have time to go message Shawn and say, hey bro, does this look like it's trending down? So right here, you probably wouldn't have taken this trade, right? Because it's not clear. However, if you're trading on your own over here, like on this one over here, so right here we got a sell signal. This is clear. You don't have to go and ask me. Like, you're like, okay, I see this, I'm done. Like, I'm going to enter this trade. So you see that, you enter a short position. I guess your stop loss would be somewhere maybe over here, maybe around 18 pips. And then you would be fine with it going down like that. See what I mean? This is going to take practice. Like for you to really identify this stuff, you have to really practice it and see it with your own eyes. Because like for this one over here, I probably would have taken this because I personally would have seen it. But if this is brand new to you and you're still having trouble like identifying the trends, what it's really going to take is just practice. Because the thing is, you can literally just stare at a chart and hit this right here, and you can identify it yourself. You can be like, okay, this is in an uptrend, right? You're like, okay, clearly it's in an uptrend. And then you wait for it to cross back down. Then you're like, okay, it's back to the uptrend. See here, now it's to the downtrend. See how easy it is for me to spot this? I'm just looking at it and it's moving so fast, but I can just see that it's in an uptrend or downtrend. It's going sideways now, uptrend, now in downtrend. Like, it's just going to take a lot of practice for you to really identify this stuff. Let's see. Scalp makes me nervous anyways, to be honest. I don't think I can do it. Just curious. Yeah, I mean, you have to be super focused if you're going to scalp. Like how I was just looking at the charts right now, that's how fast you're going to have to identify it, because every time a candle closes, you have to make the decision whether you want to take the trade or not. Like if you're not able to comfortably just look at the chart as it moves like this to identify the trend, maybe you're not ready for it. Like you can scalp, but I wouldn't risk too much on it just yet. I would practice a little more, because identifying the trend on a shorter time frame, like when scalping, that's going to be very important, because that could be if you misinterpret the trend, like say if you're right here and you see price is going upwards, right? If you misinterpret this and you thought it was going to be an uptrend because price keeps pushing up and you took a buy somewhere, you could easily just lose. But if you're waiting for it and you understand how to identify this stuff, you'll be able to see whether it's trending or not. Let's see. Ball of practice. I'm sure it just feels like, well, it only feels like gambling if you don't know what you're doing. So the thing is, if you're able to identify the trend, you have an edge already, because you know the direction of price. However, if you're just guessing, like I mentioned over here, if you're guessing that price is going to be shifting up, like you're just taking a wild guess, you're here, okay, price is going up, the trend has got to be shifting. That's gambling, because you don't know what you're doing. You're going off luck. But for me, I know the direction of the trend, because I'm looking at the pivots and I'm able to identify that this is actually a downtrend. It's not an uptrend. So if I saw the sell signal here, I would take this quickly and I'd hit my TP right away. And that's the difference between gambling and actually trading. A lot of traders think they're trading, but they're really just gambling, because there's a lot of traders that don't know why they take a trade. They'll think, oh, it's, I'm taking this trade because I see some whatever pattern here. But the thing is, a lot of traders don't really see anything, and it's like in their head that they're seeing stuff. And that's why with the K2 strategies, the requirements that I set out for you guys are, where did I put it at? The requirements that I set out for every strategy, they're objective. There's no second guessing. Like if those requirements are met, then there's a trade. If those requirements aren't there, like maybe there's two requirements but not the last one, then there's no trade. So I get what you mean with like gambling, because like sometimes you'll just be following a trade and you'll say, oh, I should just, like, you're basically guessing if it's going to go up or down. However, if you're using strategy, then you feel more comfortable with it. But it's going to take a lot of practice before you feel that comfortable. Like I've been trading for 10 years, bro. It's not like this came, like a light came into my life and I was like, okay, I'm a good trader now. Like I've been practicing for so long where like I know what I'm doing now. But I mean, you could be that way too. Like the thing with me, it took so long because I learned everything on my own. I created the strategy, I created the indicators. However, for you and everyone else, you guys have the blueprint in front of you already. Like, exactly what took me 10 years to get to this level of trading. So with you guys, as long as you just follow the rules and you know exactly, how to do everything, like I'm doing it, like you can do perfectly fine. But yeah, if you don't have a plan, you don't have a strategy, then yeah, it's going to more or less feel like it's gambling. Yeah, exactly, bro. I feel like that's the goal for me with like, everyone in K2, because the thing is everyone wants to just copy my trades because, all of my trades they do pretty well. But the thing is you can learn how to do it yourself too. It's not just, copying signals. I'd rather have you guys learn on your own, especially for, everyone else that lives on different time zones, because I know a lot of you guys are like located in the UK. You guys trade when I'm asleep. So if you guys are able to learn the strategy on your own, you can do just well trading on your own rather than, copying the signals. And it's the same with the daily US 30 strategy too. So how do you recommend someone practice this? Well, the main way to practice it is going to be through back testing. So like, just like how we did today, you can go back how far in the passage you like, and you just replay the function from, anywhere on the chart. And then you can just move forward and find entries. So like right here, there is an entry. So you can treat it like it's live. There's a pivot entry right here. You enter a short position and you're like, okay, I hit TP. Then you just keep moving forward. And you're like, okay, there's another entry right here. Would I take this entry? You apply the same requirements, price is trending down. We have a retracement, rejection, sell signal. You enter a short position right there. You're like, okay, hit TP again. What else do you do next? Wait for the next one. This is the only way that you'll learn. The only way to learn is if you actually practice. You can't just think you're going to get it right away if you're not actually practicing it. But if you keep practicing it, you'll be completely fine, because the more you do it, it's all repetition. The more you practice, the more you learn, the more confident you get, the easier it'll be for you to apply it real time. This is technically doing it real time because you don't know what's going to happen next. Like right here, you could have taken this trade over here as well. You just have to treat it like you're trading real time. So like right here, price is trending up. We have a retracement, rejection, buy signal. You enter a long position right here. And then there you go, hit TP again. This is going to be the best way for you to really practice, because you're only going to get better if you actually practice, not just, you can watch my videos a million times. It's not going to be the same until you actually like do it on your own, because that's how you're going to learn. You're going to learn through experience on your own. Let's see. So like, what should I learn exactly? Demo account, just use pivots. It's really up to you, bro. Like there's many strategies that you can apply. You don't have to use the pivots. I mean, this is just one of the strategies that most people use, but there's literally, what is there, like 5, 6, 7 strategies that you can use. You're not stuck to just one, like everyone in the chat uses different strategies. It just depends on what you want to learn. Like you can, like, it doesn't matter whether you learn the intraday strategy, you learn the K2SR strategy, you learn the pivot strategy. It doesn't matter because they all work and they all have like very similar entries. So like if you're applying the intraday strategy, you can see that some of them line up here as well. Like right here, it's a green and green, right? So this is an intraday entry right here. It's the same thing. It's a pivot entry plus it's an intraday entry plus it's probably K2SR entry. It doesn't really matter. It's really up to you. I can't tell you to use something specific because that might not be the one that you like to use. So it's really going to be up to you, and you need to practice, all the strategies, watch all the videos, and see which one matches better for you. Because, I'm not you. Like, I don't know what's in your head. I don't know how your trade psychology is. I don't know what interests you. So if you don't like the strategy, you can go ahead and try something else. There's a ton of options for you. But if you want to apply what I just taught you right now, then yeah, you can use the pivots. But like I said, there's a ton of different strategies that you can use. Like, I'm not sure if you watched all the videos yet, but there's a ton of different options there for you. Let me see if I could pull up the course right now. Let's see. Yeah, so if you pull up the course here, there's more than one strategy that you can use. There's the official intraday strategy, there's the momentum pullback strategy, there's the scalping strategies, there's the K2SR strategy, there's a pivot strategy, there's the US 30 strategy. There's so many things to choose from, it's really up to you to figure out what you like to do, because this strategy might not fit for you. And if it doesn't fit for you, it's perfectly fine, because there's a ton of other ones that you can choose from here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 strategies. So it's really up to you which one you want to apply. They're all very similar. They just have different entry points, and sometimes they line up with each other. So, even if you like one strategy, the other one can have the same exact entry as well. Yeah, bro. It's hard because like you have to really figure out what you like, because one of these strategies can fall perfectly with how you like to trade. So it just really depends. There's a lot of people in the group that are new and they're going through it in order. So a lot of people are only using this strategy right now, and then some people moved on to the next level and they're using this one, and then they're moving on to the scalping. It just really depends on you, because it's a huge difference if you're trading on the 4-hour versus if you're trading on the 10-minute versus if you're trading on the 30-minute. It just, I can't say exactly what you like, because I don't know who, I'm not gonna say that I don't know you, because obviously I know you, but I don't know who you are as a trader, because you trading, it could be totally different from how I trade, how everyone else in the group trades. So it's just really up to you to see which one you like. And see which one's easier for you to apply. If this one's giving you too much trouble, then maybe you should apply something else, something that's easier. Like if you wanted to apply the intraday strategy, all you do is match 2 colors. It's green and green. You have an entry. You don't have to use the pivots. So it's just really, it's really up to you. Obviously the pivots are what's popular right now, and it's probably what you should be using. But if you don't want to use it, you don't have to. There's a ton of different ways to trade as well. But you can see that they line up here. Like, so this would be the pivots entry right here, or no, sorry, right here, because price was above the pivots, price was retraced, rejection, buy signal. You could have entered a buy right here. And then the stop loss probably would be closer, somewhere around there. So it would have hit TP right there. Same situation if you're applying the other strategy. If you're using the intraday strategy, you just line up the green and the green right here, or the green and the green right here. If you took this one right here, it still would have hit TP. And then same situation with this one over here. So it really depends on you, how you want to trade. You just have to figure out what you like best, because it's not really going to make a difference. So here's an entry for the intraday strategy, and then the second strategy right here, the momentum pullback strategy. This would be an entry right here for that. So it would have hit TP right there too. So if you apply to all 3 strategies, the intraday strategy, the momentum strategy, and the pivot strategy, you would have had 3 back-to-back wins right here. 1, 2, 3, and then maybe 4 right here. So it's just really up to you, bro. I want to help you and figure out what you like, but you're gonna have to figure out which one you like first before before I can go more in detail. You know, like once you find one that you like here, like one that you really like, then we can drill onto that. Like if you say you like intraday strategy, then I can show you different ways to apply the strategy to, you know, increase your odds of winning. Because obviously, like whenever there's a trade that doesn't go your way, if you're able to analyze it properly and you know what you're doing, that there's a solution to everything. Like literally, if there's something that goes wrong, we could figure out like what went wrong. Let's see. Fully understand. Yeah, many people have said that the pivots are ace, maybe because they're in simple option. So these indicators ever need updating, or they, yeah, they just always work. Yeah, they always work because they're based on momentum. So, you know, if there's no momentum in the market, so say if the market is just going flat, right? If the market's just going flat, like it's going right here, there would be no entry there, because look at the pivots. They're not really trending in a direction. See, like if the market is going flat, like somewhere like right here or something, you can see that the pivots are kind of, I mean, there's a sell right there, but you know, there's just not going to be any entries, because even if you're using the, so like the intraday strategy, if it's blue down here, you're not going to have an entry, because there's no overall trend. So it pretty much works like always, because you're not going to get any entries unless the market's moving. But it's not gonna. There's nothing that needs to be changed. Like we never, you know, it's been how many years now? I haven't changed any of the settings. The settings are the same thing. They've always been the same. Um, it's just how the market moves, because we trade directly off momentum. It's not of something specific where it only works during a certain time period. It works as long as the market's moving. US 30. US 30 is different though. I think you're kind of mixing up the assets. So like obviously, you know, Forex, the asset is a ranging asset. So it goes both ways. You know, nothing really affects the market that heavily unless there's something going on. Like if there's news, then, you know, we're not going to trade obviously. But for US 30, that thing gets affected because we're in an election year. So it's like these are different assets. You know, stocks in US 30, they're directional assets. They generally go in one direction or the other. The thing with currencies is that they go back and forth. So if you look at the currency market, they literally bounce back and forth. If you look at US 30, it is it's directional. See, it doesn't really range like how it does. See how it goes straight up? The thing with Forex is that it kind of goes sideways, it comes down, but then it comes right back up. It's a ranging asset. And I think that's something that a lot of people mix up. Like the thing with stocks, they're different. They're directional. So they don't move the same way as normal currencies. Let's see, your stocks hit profits all the time. I don't even know how to start trading them. I don't even trade stocks anymore. I stopped trading stocks a long time ago. The stocks group is run by Felix, and then the options group is run by Samir. So I used to trade stocks. I started trading stocks initially, but I found, you know, other assets like indices and forex to be more, like way more lucrative. So the same strategy works the same way with stocks too. So if you wanted to trade stocks, I mean, the K, like I mentioned, the K2 indicators are based on momentum. So it doesn't matter what you want to trade. If you want to trade stocks, you want to trade forex, you want to trade gold, you want to trade oil, you want to trade rice, you want to trade soy. It doesn't matter. As long as as long as there's volatility in the market, you could apply it. So if you're trading like Tesla stock right here, you could apply the same exact strategy that we just talked over, the pivot strategy. You know, price is trending up. We have a retracement, a pullback, buy signal. You can enter a buy right there if you wanted to, and then it would still hit TP at some point. Um, I mean, it's really no different. The only problem with stocks is that you have to go and find the stock. You know, when you trade forex, I have a watch list already. I don't have to go look for a stock. But if you're trading a stock, you have to go and look for the. You know, we're looking at a big name. We're looking at Tesla, but each share is $460. You have $460 to make you know, X amount of money. You can't really make as much money trading stocks because it costs so expensive. Like right here, if you wanted to take this buy right here, you need like 300 and something bucks. And then that's to buy only one stock. So if it pushes up to here and it goes up 30, it's like 76 bucks, you waited 10, like 7 days for this. Like right here, it's like, you know, 70 bucks profit. You only have $1,000 in your account. You could only buy like 3 shares. So 3 times 76 bucks, you make $228 in 7 days. This isn't going to pay the bills, you know? And that's why like, it's kind of hard for you to trade stocks unless you could find, you know, unless you could find something that's good to trade. But so the thing is, these are good stocks to trade, like safe stocks. If you trade like penny stocks, those are too risky because those companies could go bankrupt overnight. And that's why I stopped trading stocks, because I used to trade stocks a lot, but then I traded this restaurant company a long time ago, and I built up like 50 bucks to like over $10,000, right? And I lost all that money in one day because the company decides to go bankrupt all randomly. So it's just I don't see a benefit with trading stocks unless you have a big amount of money to trade these blue chip stocks that cost like, you know, $300-$400 a share. But you can still make money doing it as well. Like same situation, you know, buy signal, pivot, enter the buy, enter the buy, enter the buy. But that's just the main difference. It just costs a little more to trade if you want to trade the good stocks. Let's see. That's crazy, man. You've honestly killed it with this. I've never made so much money or compared to the last 2 weeks. Nice, bro. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, if you know, if you have the right, if you're learning from the right person that knows, like, really knows what they're doing. I know there's like a lot of fake traders out there that, you know, they try to like. I talked to a lot of people. Like, if you watch the other mentoring sessions too, there's other people who have taken, you know, lessons from other traders that basically just copy, you know, lessons from another trader and they repackage it and sell it as their own. The thing with me is I created everything from scratch, so you know, I can't really, it can't be copied. That's the thing with K2. Like a lot of people think they can copy my indicator. We've had like members in the past that have tried to make something similar, but it's impossible because I created it. Like they go and try to search for other people who've created something like this in the past, but they'll make something that's kind of close to it, but it's not. Like a lot of people think these are moving averages, the momentum signals, but people are so stupid. They don't understand the difference between momentum and, you know, moving averages. So it's just funny, bro, because like, it's hard, you know, it's hard if you're learning from someone that doesn't really know what they're talking about. But for me, I know all this stuff inside and out. Like I created it from scratch. So you can ask me any question about the K2 indicators, the K2 strategy, and I'll always have an answer for you. The thing is, if you're learning from someone that's copying someone else's strategy, they can't answer all your questions, you know. Like there was someone that I was mentoring the other day, and they were saying that like whenever something wrong went with the strategy or whatever they were teaching, they would just ignore the question and they would never respond to it. And I'm like, that's insane. Like you're paying someone to teach you, but they can't even answer a basic question about the strategy. And it's just hilarious, bro. This whole space is like so fucked with so many scammers and fake traders that, yeah, I don't even know what to think. But I mean, you guys know that I created this. So if you guys ever have any questions about the K2 strategies or the indicators, you know, I have an answer for you guys. And if I don't, I'll figure it out somehow. Let's see. But yeah, bro. I mean, if there's anything else that you want to cover, I mean, there's like I showed you Tesla here. I don't know if you have a stock in mind that you like to trade, something cheaper that's like a little more risky, because we can look at that too. But me personally, I haven't traded stocks in years, so I don't even know what to look up. I can only look up like, you know, the big name stuff like Facebook or Toyota or something like that. But you can see here that the strategy works perfectly fine. You know, it doesn't matter on what asset. If you want to trade, let's see, I don't know if there's anything else here too. Let's see. Yeah, but I think it all makes sense, man. Yeah, I think you should just focus on Forex, bro. Because like the thing is, if you try to learn too many things at once, you're not going to get good at anything. And that's a problem with a lot of traders. Like a lot of people try to go from, you know, they go here and they want to learn every single strategy. And I'm like, bro, you just need to learn one because they all work. Like literally just learn one and then master it. Like for me, for all the signals that I send out, this is the only strategy I use. I only use the K2SR zone trading strategy because I traded on the 4-hour time frame. And the reason I do that is because it works better for me. Plus it works better for everyone else because there's a set time where I send out trades like every single day. You know, I send trades out at 6 a.m., 10 a.m., sometimes at 3 p.m., and then again at 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. for, you know, for me. But if I'm trading the other strategies, like I used to trade the intraday strategy on the 30-minute. Thing is, trades will come out freaking randomly. It'll come out like 5 a.m. and it'll come out again at 9 a.m. and everyone's like, bro, like, do you have a set schedule? And I'm like, no, because the 30-minute time frame is totally different. Let's see. Yeah, bro, for sure. I think that'd probably be best because like right now I'm kind of throwing all these, I'm throwing like everything at you right now where it's kind of hard for you to really understand and learn from it, you know? Like even with the pivot strategy, I feel like I was going too fast for you where you were kind of like, you had questions, but you weren't like 100% with like what I was going over because you haven't like practiced it enough. But yeah, like, just practice on your own. And what I recommend is to just make a list. That's what I always tell people. Like say you're applying the strategy and then something goes wrong, just write down the specific time for that entry. And then we can go over it and I can tell you, what you could have done different, where it could have went in the proper direction. Because whenever you lose a trade, as long as you analyze it properly, you can see that there's little things that you might have missed that could have changed the outcome. But yeah, bro, I mean, like I'm always available. Like just let me know whenever you want to set up another one and then we can do this again, but then we'll have it more organized and more proper, so that you can actually learn from it. But I think this was still good because you still were able to see what I was able to, go over, and this is going to be recorded. So you can always go back and rewatch it if so in the future. Let's see, 4 a.m., 6 a.m. trades, my bang. I think I automatically, yeah. I mean, for me too, bro. Like me, I was never a morning person, but like even with US 30, like just because US 30 hits so often, bro, I wake up at 5 o'clock every day, my time. Normally, I wake up like at 8, 9 because I'm like, bro, I'm a trader. Why do I need to wake up so early? But for US 30, I'll wake up for that any day. So that totally changed, the way my aspect on like trading and like being up and stuff. Let's see. Just want to check on our US 30, man. This thing's been playing like all day. Oh, the market's closed right now. Okay, that's why. Yeah, bro, this thing kind of tripped me out a little bit. Cause so like right here, it came down a little bit, right? And then when it came up to here during market swap, I closed out my trade. So I technically closed mine out already. I know people are still in it, but I closed it out because I don't want to screw with my funded account. I'm already up like 2K. So I'm not. Oh, you're fine if you're still in it, bro. It's just for me because I knew we were gonna get on this call, and then I had another call like at 1. So I figured if it was gonna hit TP1, I wouldn't be able to close out of it. Markets open at well, it depends on which market you're looking at, because the London Open is midnight my time, and then the U.S. market opens around like 5 my time. But the New York Stock Exchange, like the stock exchange in New York, they open at 6:30 a.m. my time. So that's why we trade US 30 after 6:30 a.m. my time. Oh, damn, you're down below your balance on your funded. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, that's why I've been taking it easy for US 30, bro. Because if we took the other trades, they'd be like way too risky. But today I saw this, so I was like, all right, cool, we should probably take it, because a lot of people were like fiending for this entry. And I mean, it's a risky trade, but I think hopefully it'll probably just like shoot back up. Like hopefully Trump says something and he tweets something, and then all of a sudden go straight to full TP, which happens all the time. Like it's a common thing where this will happen, where it just shoots right up. Let's see. Yeah, so US 30 will start moving in about an hour. So it's 2:45 my time right now. It's going to reopen like around 4. Uh, it might open for a little bit, like around 3. It'll open for like a few seconds. It'll just move a little bit, and then it'll close again, and then it'll reopen because it's going to be going through the swap. The swap for indices are a little different. They're not they're closed for 2 hours. They're not closed for 1 hour. So that's why I always recommend to just close your position profit if possible. But if not, and you're still in it, you should be completely fine. Let's just see if it gaps. I mean, maybe it'll gap up, and then we'll wake up like the market will reopen. You're like in full TP already up here. But I don't know. We'll see. Let's see how many pips is that. I mean, it's not too much. About 2,000. I've seen it gap up before. It'll probably gap up somewhere around here in profit, and then it just ends up shooting. If it gaps up in profit, I'm probably gonna just re-enter the trade because it's probably gonna hit. It's probably gonna hit full TP at that point. The amount of times I woken up in profit from it. Yeah, bro, that's the best feeling. Like even for you guys, because sometimes I'll call trades like at 6 p.m., 10 p.m. my time. And then that's when London Open happens. That's when like the volatility is crazy, bro. So like once like that happens, I wake up. Like last night we had EN right here, right? So for EN, I was sleeping, and then I woke up like at 4 a.m. my time, and I saw the price was like way down here already, so I just closed it, and then I went back to sleep, and then thankfully I closed it because it's way up here now. But we might be able to re-enter this if I want to at some point. But I mean, yeah, that's the best feeling. The best feeling is to take a trade, go to sleep, and then wake up and you're in profit. You're like, oh, I made money in my sleep, and it's like easy money too. It's like you don't have to do any work for it. Your USD should drop. I think so. Like yesterday in the webinar when I was going over this, I was analyzing the other correlating pairs, like the other US dollar pairs. And if you look at the other US dollar pairs, they were all coming down yesterday. So AUD USD was coming down, Euro USD was coming down, GU was coming down. But there was a spike up because there was US news this morning. So you can see the spike up right here. Obviously it's always going to affect the market. Like whenever there's US news, it's going to affect it somehow. So just looking at the calendar here, there was actually GBP news again at 2:45. So I don't think this is really going to affect US 30 too much, but it's going to affect the other pairs. Generally, the AUD news, when it's high impact like this, it usually affects the market quite a bit, causes spikes in price. Tomorrow they have the EU summit. We might not be trading much tomorrow. Unemployment claims. And then there's a lot of US news. Yeah, from like today until Friday, there's a ton of like US news. So we might not be trading very much for the rest of the week, just to be safe. Oh yeah, so the only one you're in right now is Euro USD. It should be fine. I think we just have to give it some time, because the thing is, so tomorrow we have the unemployment claims. I think it's going to be good, because I think unemployment is actually going down in the US as we reopen. So you can see right here, the previous was 840,000 unemployment claims. And then the forecast is a lot less. It's 810,000. So if the news is good, then the US dollar is going to gain in strength. So if that happens, then we'll see price go downwards. Also, I think there was like closures in Europe this week, no, or something like that. Let's see. So like right here, see Bank of America dollar will be bullish in the coming week. So you could expect that to be good for us. That's going to increase the US dollar strength. And then see, there's a whole bunch here. Re-quarantine in France. If all this happens, it's going to bring strength to the US dollar, but weakness to the European currencies. So I think that's why it'll be fine. But we never really know until it happens. Like that's why I don't really hope or pray that something will happen, bro. I take the trade and I let it be. I don't really think about it, because the less you think about it, the less it'll stress you out, and then you can just let it do what it's supposed to do. But yeah, I think it should be fine, bro. I think you should just give it some time. Probably by Friday, it'll probably like dump from here to like straight to full TP, because there's a lot of US news coming up within a few days. Let's see, I always enter again on the pullbacks. Is that bad? Yeah, I mean it's a bad habit. Like it's something that I used to do all the time, but the thing is, if the trade has pulled back already, bro, like it's not, you're just adding risk to it, because at that point you're just gambling. And it's a problem that I had for a really long time, because I was like, not even just me, but there's a ton of people that are in the group, and they just it's gambling at that point. Because the thing is, say price hits TP1, yeah, because you said as if it's gone to TP1, TP2, then pull back to entry. So say it hits TP1, and then we're already out of the trade, right? So if it pulls back, odds are it's probably reversing and it's going to go straight up. And that's how they trick people. Like the thing is, a lot of the market makers and institutions, they trick people because they fuck with your psychology. Like for you, look for like a newbie trader, or like someone that's not experienced at trading, when price comes down like that and then it pulls back, a lot of people think they're like, okay, I'm getting it at a discount, because they think it's going to come right back down. But that's how the market makers, the institutions trick you, because they know that you're thinking the same thing. So say if you enter up here again, right? What the market makers and institutions do, they go to the sentiment. So they'll go to like what's this, Euro USD IG sentiment. So that's right here. So if you do that, like say, it's not where time currently is right now, but basically what they'll do is they'll say, okay, how many people are here? And then they see it come up, and then you enter again for another sell, right? They're gonna look at the IG sentiment. They're gonna see where the people are. So if there's majority of people, like 70% of people are short, you know what happens? Most people fail at trading. So if there's a majority of people, there's 70% of people that are short, what they're gonna do is they're gonna spike price up. They're gonna stop everybody out. They're gonna take everybody's money, and then they drop it right back down, because that's just how trade psychology works. A lot of people don't understand that it's a mind game, and then you can't fall for the tricks. That's why I never really follow anything. Like when people are going crazy in the chat and asking like a whole bunch of questions, it's it's just like, bro, I'm not, like I've already been using the same strategy for so long, and I know that it works, that I just follow it. I don't get scared when price pulls back like that. I don't go and add more positions to my trade because I feel like I'm getting a discount. I just leave it alone, because the thing is, if this does reverse on us and it hits stop loss, that's fine, because this is one loss. But going back to all of the other wins that we had this week, the loss for this would have been covered already, because we're in like, I think we've hit like 15 TPs already this week with no stop loss. So, if you add up all those TPs, or if you combine them a little bit, if you're taking multiple positions, then technically you're still in profit. And sometimes you just have to take the loss. A lot of people don't like to take losses, but in most instances, you kind of just have to take it. Like there's no getting around it. But yeah, if you ever want to look at it, you can just search IG sentiment and then the pair, and then you can see where the majority of people are trading. Most of the time, you don't want to be where everybody's trading, because majority of people fail. So you don't want to be a sheep, basically. However, we're short already, so we've been short. So the thing is, even though the sentiment is 61% short, this is where people start doing the opposite. And this is where a lot of people mess up too, because like I mentioned, that you shouldn't be the sheep. Some people trade based like directly off sentiment. So if they see 61%, they're going to buy on purpose. But so that's a problem, because the market makers also know that people are doing that too. So instead of doing that, they might spike price down, hit our TPs, and then spike it back up. It goes both ways. So as long as you just follow the strategies to the T, and you follow, what you're supposed to be doing, then you'll be perfectly fine. But there's a lot of mind games that are getting played. It's just the fact that you have to remind yourself not to fall for any of those. And that's why I try to keep it simple, bro, because the thing is, price can only go like one or two ways, bro. It'll go down or it'll go up. So a lot of people try to like predict exactly where it's going to go. They're like, oh yeah, it's going to go sideways, and then it's going to go up, and then it's going to come down, and then I'm like, nah, bro, it's either going to go up or it's going to go down. So you either take a buy or you take a sell. And if you take a loss, take the loss. There's no reason to overcomplicate it, like to say the least, basically. All right, let's check the messages real quick. All right, bro, cool. So I got another meeting at 3 in about 5 minutes. So if you have any other questions, feel free to let me know so we can go over it real quick. Otherwise, we're going to have to hop on this next call. Yeah, no problem, bro. Once you practice enough and you get everything down, just let me know and we'll set up another meeting, because I want to make sure that you're successful and you're killing it, because like, as you can see, it's possible. Like, literally all of the signals I called are something from the strategies that I teach you guys. There's nothing that's hidden. There's nothing I do differently. It's literally exactly what's taught. But yeah, bro, so I'll send you this link in a little bit. I'll send you it on Telegram, and then you can go and rewatch it if you want. Otherwise, once you practice enough, we can go over some more, and we can, go more in detail as to like what you want to learn and drill on a little deeper to understand 100%. But yeah, bro, thanks for setting this up. I'm glad I got to help you a little bit. But we'll link back up again soon. But just, yeah, we'll definitely keep talking about this. I'm sure you'll have questions along the way. So if you have any other questions, just ask me like on Telegram, and I'll try to get to you as soon as possible. But yeah, bro, so I'm gonna get off this right now, and I'll send you the link shortly. So I'll talk to you in a little bit in the chat.